Exception. Let's say about exception. What is exception? Difference between exception and error. How to handle an exception and their types. Let's start with what is exception. Exceptions are nothing but runtime errors. Exception is an instance which is used to send notification to the end user of the system if any exceptional condition occurs in a program. Handling to manage OS resources carefully, this mechanism is known as exception handling. Now let's see the difference between exception and error. The exceptions are nothing but issues that can appear at runtime and compile time. The error indicates trouble that primarily occurs due to the abnormal condition. We can recover resources from an exception. We can't recover resources from an error. The code of the program is responsible for exceptions, and the system in which program is running is responsible for error. This is the example of exception. Number format exception, array index out of bound exception. Let's see one example. If we are taking an integer type of variable and we are trying to assign a value which is of character type, that time this number format exception will generate. And this is the example of error. Out of memory error, stack overflow error. This generate due to the system in which program is in. Let's see how to handle an exception. Exception can be handled using throwable class. The throwable class is a superclass of all errors and exceptions in the Java language. It is recommended to write try-catch block to handle exception. And this is the syntax how to write that try-catch block. In try block, we write a code which we need to watch. And in catch block, we catch that exception and we print. Let's move towards the next one. Types of exception. There are two types of exception, checked exception and unchecked exceptions. Checked exception, it is mandatory to handle a checked exception, and these are the examples of class not found exception, interrupted exception, clone not supported exception. In unchecked exception, these exceptions are not mandatory to handle, and these are the examples of unchecked exception: number format exception, null pointer exception, negative array size exception, array index out of bound exception, array store exception, illegal argument exception, class cast exception. These are the examples of unchecked exception. Thank you.